Hello YouTube, you're very welcome back to the channel. I didn't post a video last week and I thought I'd make up for it by doing a little bit of a vlog this week, showing you some bits somewhat to do with fitness and a little bit of my life. I feel like I'm out of practice with this stuff. I used to do this stuff a lot, these type of videos, and it's been a while, because if you've been following the channel, you know I'm just upstairs sitting at my desk talking about something that is a little bit more educational, taking 15-20 minutes to talk about a topic that I think you're going to find helpful, and I think I prefer that overall. I like that style of content, but I know people like this stuff as well, so here we are. Don't expect this stuff too often from me, but so far today we're off to a great start. It's Monday. Monday is a rest day, so it's a day where I do some of my errands. I get my grocery shop done. I cook most of what I can cook and prepare stuff for the week, because as the week progresses, get a little bit busier, have to train, that takes up time. It just makes more sense for me to do these things all in one day and just be prepared and organized, and often that is the secret to making a lot of progress. It's just having a good routine. So Monday, every Monday without fail, after my morning clients, I was up at 6 a.m. today. Supposed to have 3 clients, had 2, 1 cancelled. I went for a little walk while I was talking to an online client because the weather we're having, unreal. Such a great buzz around, everyone's in great mood. So I went for the walk, had a little call and did my shopping, and now I'm cooking breakfast. My shop is like nearly the same every week. Vegetable section, always get, I always get mixed peppers. They didn't have the baby peppers, which I like, so I got just regular peppers. Carrots, onion. I will slice this all up into small little bits and I'll cook it all at one go and just have it ready for any meal I'm having throughout the week. This little bistro salad is a great way of getting veg in, because no matter what you cook, you can put this in the side. Or if you're having fajitas or a sandwich, you can put it in the wrap or the sandwich. This is brilliant because I shop in Lidl, and I used to always get the spinach in Lidl. That would go off after one day. One day, the little spinach would go off. You go to Tesco, that lasts you for the full week. Well, I shop in Lidl because it's right across from the gym. This lasts for the whole week and it's really nice. It's got a lot of different shit. It's got lots of different stuff in there. Good stuff. And it lasts the whole week. I always get these protein puddings. I forgot blueberries. I never forget to buy blueberries, and I forgot blueberries. I usually have this after the breakfast with blueberries on top. Forgot the blueberries. Got a banana. Might try the banana with this as a substitute for the blueberries. And then I get enough meat for the week. So my lovely girlfriend has a meal already cooked for me, which is in the fridge. I'll have that today. And then I have 650 grams of steak mince, which will do me for 2 meals. So that will be like tomorrow, Wednesday, and then turkey burgers will do me for the rest of the week until the weekend comes, and then the food changes up somewhat because I'm with my girlfriend and we'll make food, go out for food. It changes up slightly. This Brennan's bread, shout out to QD. Brennan's bread, 60 calorie bread. This is unreal. 2 slices of this every morning with the breakfast. Winner. Bacon medallions.
Bacon is good for me.
Tastes the exact same as regular bacon, just without the fat. High protein, and bacon medallions are one of those meats that I feel like I could cook and just put them into a lunchbox and have them cold. Kind of like what's that chewy? Why am I losing my train of thought? I can't even think of that word. I buy white chocolate, dark chocolate every week. That goes into the oats. I have enough oats already, so I don't need to buy more. And pineapple juice. I'm on a cut, and usually liquid calories, you want to avoid them on a cut, but I track it. It's fine. It's low calorie, and it's great before a workout. I have this. Ideally, have that before a workout. Yeah, my shop looks like this every week, and why it looks like this every week is because it's simple. It's straightforward. I don't have to think about it. Quite a healthy looking shop. But I am cutting, so I'm eating less food than normal. If this was like a shop from last year, you'd see a load of chocolate, biscuits, and other sweet treats because I was trying to bulk up my calories. So that's definitely a perk of cutting, is that you're spending a lot less money. Abby! How do you want your eggs? Scrambled or fried? Eggs scrambled or fried? Chili flakes and the eggs. Absolute winner. Always close when food's by. Come back. So, this is breakfast. This is for after. Fortune pudding, banana, all my supplements, creatine. So we have fish oil, we have L-lysine, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. And then these two supplements are like my hair supplements. There's zinc, biotin, saw palmetto. Just things in there that are good for hair growth. And pineapple juice, pint of water. Job done. Tastes good. I'm not going to film myself eating this whole thing. I like to watch something while I'm eating breakfast, so a little bit of YouTube now. I was watching something to do with Rachel Zegler, new Snow White, getting slammed for some of her remarks. It is Sunday, myself and Max going down to the farm to feed the cattle. That normally doesn't happen. The old lad takes care of all that. He's retired, he loves it, but they're away at the moment in Rome, having a good time. So it's left to us. So this will be my second small walk for the day. And there's a few things people get twisted when it comes to walking and improving their steps. Number one, you don't need to hit 10,000 steps to lose weight. The amount of steps you need to hit is relevant to you and how many steps you're already currently doing. Take me, for example. Prior to what I'm doing now, this cut, and trying to increase my steps were very low. They were averaging 3,500, 4,000 steps a week. So if I brought my steps from that to 10,000, it's a big jump. There's no need to do it. Even though I could do it, there's no need to do it. And I could also argue that it's not very smart to do that, because I'll see an improvement from bringing my steps from an average of 4,000 to 7,000 or 8,000. And what we're doing there is we're trying to instill a new habit into our routine. And what helps instilling new habits into the routine is by making them easier on ourselves. So 8 or 10,000 steps, while there's only a difference of 2,000 steps, it's more manageable for me to hit 8 right now than it is for 10. And then once I'm hitting 8,000 a day comfortably for, let's say, a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I'll have a much easier time increasing from 8 to 10,000 steps, and I'll see a change in my weight. Like, the weight should go down if I increase my daily steps by another 2,000. So that's the first thing. You don't need to hit 10,000 steps a day. If you're currently doing 800 steps a day, do 3,000 or 4,000. The next thing is, people think they need time to go for a big walk. Like I said, this is my second small walk for the day. I'll probably get another one of these in later, and that will have gotten my steps to where they need to be. And the walk earlier was maybe 10 or 12 minutes. The walk today will be around 8 minutes, and I'll go for another 5 or 10 minute walk later, and I will have hit my steps from doing that. So even if you have small pockets throughout the day and you're like, what's the point going for a walk for 5 minutes? You can get a lot done, especially if you never do it. So if you're going from nothing to even just 2 small walks a day, you do that consistently, you will see a change from it. Walking is so easy, so accessible. We can all do it. You can bring a friend, you can listen to music, podcasts. On a day like today, you can get some sunshine. It's such an underrated tool for fat loss, but people, when they start out, they make it too hard on themselves by trying to hit 10,000 steps or keeping like an hour of time aside to hit their steps, which if you can do it, great. If you can't, there's ways around it. So we're at the farm now. Breakfast. Another pro tip when it comes to fat loss is do your chores. It's not just about steps, it's activity as a whole. So even me doing this, I'm burning calories. So things like feeding cows, cleaning your car, cleaning the room, you're doing chores and you're burning calories doing it. So little things like that add up as well. If you can't get your steps to go for a walk, just know you are burning calories when you're doing basic things like house chores, or in this case, farm work. It's the boys looked after. Going back up to the house now to prepare my food pretty much for the week. Not for the whole week, but enough to get have me sorted for a few days. I know it seems like a lot of time cooking now, but it's time spent now cooking that I don't have to spend throughout the week. So this is meal number 2. This will be my biggest meal of the day. That's what I cooked earlier. And this is a brownie from Cafe Niche. You might be thinking, is this fella dieting at all? I am, but it's a numbers game. So because this is my biggest meal, I had my breakfast earlier. What this will mean is that I have very little calories left over for when I get home tonight. It'll probably be just enough calories for a protein shake, and I will have stayed within my calories. I will have met my protein goal, and I prefer it that way. I want to get the majority of food out of the way, fill myself up before I go to work in the evening. And when I get home, just have a protein shake and chill out, wind down before bed. So here we are, the next day. The next morning, we're in the gym, and I'm about to start my next PT client in the morning. Enter the Sandman. Oh, sure. All right, everybody, I'm with my favorite client ever. Wait, no, it's not him. Where are they? This is Jer.
Hi.
Jer, how long have we been training together, Jer?
Nearly 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And it's safe to say it's going well?
Yeah, it's going well.
I can show them the pictures. I can show them
Yeah,
the
it's
pictures.
going well, yeah, it's going well.
Jer's lost a lot of weight. We've been training together for a good
years.
length of time now, and we've come to really appreciate each other's company.
Really appreciate this company.
All right, I have a question for Jer. Jer's back. Jer, you've made fantastic progress. What do you put that down to?
Food and showing up every week.
What about the food? What was the thing like you weren't getting before that when you came in here you started to understand? Not to toot our own horn or anything.
Everything in small portions and not to be doing stupid stuff.
Don't be doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And have things in moderation.
Yeah, moderation, yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're having a few Pringles, have a few Pringles. Don't be having a full tube.
Yeah, just have 2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah. Okay, so you put it down to food,
Yeah, food and...
getting the food right, and then showing up here every week.
Yeah.
Fairness, Jer is like one of my most consistent clients. He's been coming, shows up every week without fail. I'd say you've missed 2 sessions max.
Yeah, because you were gone on this.
Because I was gone on holidays.
I know.
My fault.
I know, I've been going too, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. Just don't do it again, yeah?
Yeah.
And would you recommend Precision PT? Would you recommend like the other lad there, Kyle? What do you think about him?
No, he's a dick. But I'd recommend Dave.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks to 50.
I'll take the knife away from you now.
Yeah.
So that was my client, Jer. He's hilarious. Believe me when I say he toned it down for that there. When the camera came on him, he wasn't his usual self, but you can tell he's a funny man. So I have an hour between clients now. It is 20 past 8, client at 9 a.m. So I went and got myself coffee. Shout out to Niche. And going to eat some food now. And then I have clients until 12, an online call at 12, and then I will train. And that will be my morning. So I won't record again until that session. And today is push, so today will be a good session. All right, people. I'm about to start my push session. I'm starting with the ring dips. Bought these rings towards the end of last year and wanted to experiment with them. There is that instability factor with the rings. and I wanted to get stronger at dips with that instability to see what would happen really, to see if it has any carryover effect to regular dips or my bench press or just my pressing strength in general. And I'm not sure if it does or not, but from doing it, I've come to really enjoy it. It's a new, exciting exercise. I suppose it's still relatively new. I've only been doing it for 4 or 5 months. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this lift. If you want to watch a lot of training footage, great. If you don't, then you're probably not going to enjoy this part too much. That's okay. Oh no. The clip just broke off this. How did that happen? I'm going to assume that it's still safe to use. But I just can't adjust it anymore. Hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, it won't be pretty what's about to happen next. Nice warm-up set. We're off to a rocky start. Hello everybody. Myself and Max are here editing the video you're currently watching, and I'm just coming on because you're about to watch a lot of training footage, okay? So it doesn't make any difference to me whether you keep watching or not, that's fine, but let me just say something. I'm going to give a physique update at the end of this video, and I'm looking good. And a large part of why I look good is down to the way I've been training, the way I train. So I have been training for quite some time. That's also a factor here. I have a lot of experience behind me, but I train my ass off. So I would say if you are sticking around, take notes, mental notes, or write stuff down. However way you like to take notes. Look how hard I'm going in my training. I'm focused, I'm dialed in, I do my warm-up sets, I'm taking things through their full range of motion, and I am training very, very close to failure, if not hitting failure. It's something a lot of people don't do. So if improving your physique is something you want to do, and if you were to take one thing away from today's video, it's just how I train, and start applying that yourself. You might be like, what do you mean apply that myself? I train, I go to the gym. Yeah, you can go to the gym, but there's a difference between going to the gym and training like a sissy and then training like you actually want to be there. There's showing up, and then there's showing up, being present for absolutely every single one of your reps and your sets. So if there's one thing I would like you to take away from this video, if you're going to continue watching, it's just how hard I train. And when you apply yourself like that, day in, day out, every week, every month, consistently, good things will happen with your body. You will build a shit ton of muscle and you will get stronger. Yeah, that's all I have to say. All right, bye now. That was 45 for 5 or 6 reps there. I was actually doing 45 with the intention of that being my last warm-up set before I moved up to 50 kilos. But I knew after pushing 45 after the first rep that it was definitely not a warm-up. It was tough. So I just stayed going with it and pushed it close to failure. I left 0 reps in the tank, so it wasn't to failure. It was just there was 0 reps left in the tank. So I usually rest for like 2.5, 3 minutes, and I'll go back in again. I'll perform 45 again, and I have a sneaky feeling this set will be better than the first one, because I started that set not mentally prepared that that was a working set. I thought it was a warm-up set, and maybe that was the problem. Maybe I should have had it in my head that even though it was a warm-up set, that I was performing at working weight, and I gave the same advice to clients. Should have taken my own advice there. So the next set I have a feeling will be better. 5 reps. It was not a better set, but it's all that I had. That's all I can do. Sometimes I do between 2 and 3 sets for the shoulder press, depending on how I feel and depending on performance. If the first 2 sets I thought there was quality enough work done and I progressed, I would like leave it at 2 sets. But because I'm only like somewhat happy with that performance, I'm going to do another set. It'll be a back off set. I'm going to pick up the 40 kilo dumbbells, so it's a 5 kilo drop, and max them out. I assume I'm going to get 8 reps, but we'll see how that goes. And the shoulder press is an unbelievable shoulder builder. Like, my delts have really came on since last year, and I think it's from really pushing on and progressing with this movement. Like, my shoulder press, and I've taken that to a level of strength I didn't think was possible. And I think it shows in the delts. My delts are getting like this nice round kind of 3D look to them. And I've been training for years, and like, I go hard on lateral raises, but there's such a big difference between my shoulders in the last year and a half compared to the years previous. And the biggest difference in my training is progressing the shoulder press. Lifting with full range of motion, as in coming right down, going all the way up, and pressing as much weight as I possibly can, and doing a decent amount of volume with it. My shoulders really come on. And I say I'm not happy with that performance, but I just pressed 45 with my head for 6 reps and 5 reps. It's amazing how when we do something, it's like, okay, that's the new norm. But I remember December 2023, not that long ago, when I pressed 45s over my head for the first time for 4 reps. And I looked at the camera, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. And that was just for 1 set. And since then, the pressing has just gone really well. There's good days and bad days, but overall, this movement has progressed really nicely, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm going to start this set now. I'm going to move these dumbbells out of the way, grab the 40s, play a tune. Music is important. I listen to a lot of heavy metal, Deftones, Linkin Park, Pantera, Alice in Chains, you name it, it's in my ears. Seven reps. There was no way I was going to get another one there. Not bad, not my best performance, but like I said, all I can do is your best. Next exercise are parallel dips. So you might find it a bit bizarre that I'm doing 2 different variations of the same exercise on the same day. But that comes down to, first and foremost, the exercises I want to do and I'm excited about progressing in. So I have 3 chest exercises I do. The 2 dips, the ring dips downstairs, this baby here, and the bench press I do at the weekend. So you might be thinking, why not do the bench press on this day and then do the dips on Saturday? That would make sense. But I train in this gym during the week, and I prefer doing regular parallel dips here, and the ring dips are also in this gym. And I also prefer benching on the bench press I use up in Galway in the second gym I train in my girlfriend's gym. I prefer doing bench up there, and that's my reasoning behind why I do it. And because I enjoy doing it that way, I'm more likely to stick to those exercises and actually progress on, be excited about progressing on, which is like something you need to factor in with your training. Like, there's all this talk about optimal training, and something that's not often considered in the optimal argument is enjoyment. If you like a lift you will be much more inclined to go harder on that lift and you'll be more enthusiastic about progressing on that lift. That is a fact. So, we're going to start our warm-up sets here. And I have no clue what I'm going to do today, to be honest. We'll see how the warm-up sets feel. Yupa! So that was 60 for 3, and based on how that felt, I'm just going to increase by another 10 kilos as opposed to 20 kilo increments as I've been doing. And they were all warm-up sets. I don't count them as working sets. Working sets are hard sets that I take close to failure. Warm-up sets are what the name implies. They're to practice the movement and prepare my body for the heavier loads to come. And I think 70 is the sweet spot for today's top set on dips. Not going to underestimate it by any means. This is a lot of weight to be shifting. That's a top set for lower reps, and I usually do two sets here. So top set, very heavy, anywhere, like the rep range could be anywhere from like 2 to 5 or 6, and now I'll pull back the weight by 20 kilos and I'll go for max reps. It's usually somewhere around like anywhere from like 8 to 12 reps. Okay, that's our compound movements out of the way. This is where you have to refocus your mind and almost treat this portion of the session like the start of the session as well. And I'm saying that because now it's my isolation work. I've one delt isolation exercise, the cable ladder raise, and I have 2 tricep isolation exercises. And a lot of the time, you can be tired, fatigued, ready to go home after putting in a good stint in big movements. But if you really want to get the most out of your training, you have to approach every exercise with the same level of intensity. And a lot of us are guilty at like not giving the exercises at the end of the session the TLC, the enthusiasm, the gusto that they deserve. If you're not going to go hard, why are they there? Get rid of them. Don't have them on your program. So I took a few minutes after the dips, the last set of dips there, and I've done 2 warm-up sets on this already. And I have this on 5 pins. This is a heavy weight for this exercise. That was the heaviest I've done on that exercise. If you couldn't tell, the execution wasn't great, but first time you do a new weight, it's never going to be perfect. So I've dropped by 2 pins for the next set, and I'm going to try and hurry up because I've been here since 6 a.m. this morning in the gym, and it's now 2:30 in the day. And it's taken me longer to get this session done because I'm setting up the camera, recording and talking, which I'm enjoying, but conscious of my time, and the length of this video is going to be quite long now. But I suppose I'm making up for not posting a video last week. One thing I'll say in this exercise, this variation of tricep push down has been a welcomed variation, because last year I got quite strong on the standing tricep push down. But when you get to a point where you're like lifting the full stack, it's not so much that your triceps get fatigued, it's also your core and your body as a whole is having to stabilize itself while lifting that much weight, which is very hard to do. And then when you make the switch over to this, it just gets rid of that. And that's why this is such a brilliant variation, because the fatigue here really is coming from my triceps and not my core or anything else. So that's a little physique update. I am dieting, so I'm keeping an eye on my physique more often than I was last year. I'm taking updated progress photos every 4 weeks, and it's exciting during the fat loss phase to see your body changing so quick. And what's more exciting is seeing the work that I did in last year's bulk shine through. And I think this is the first time I mentioned in this video that I'm dieting. And I think if you follow my channel, you know I'm dieting. But there's something to be said for not talking about the fact that you're dieting all the time in terms of your own psychology. We can often shoot ourselves in the foot by viewing everything we do through the lens of I'm dieting. And it can have a negative impact on the rest of your life, and it can even have a negative impact on your training, because everything's about dieting. You're no longer trying to hang out with friends or family or go for meals. You're approaching your training with the mindset that I'm dieting, and as a byproduct you start lifting a little bit lighter or thinking you're a little bit weaker. Like for example, today wasn't my best performance, as I've said a few times, but there was a week there, maybe 3 weeks ago, where that happened and I was like, fuck, the deficit's getting to me. And I was like, hold on a sec. There's always going to be good days and bad days. I had them last year on the bulk. So it doesn't really matter whether you're bulking in a maintenance, dieting phase, you're going to have good days and bad days in your training. And I was like, get rid of that. Because that mindset of I'm dieting, my training is now shit, is a faulty mindset and it doesn't serve you. Guys, this video, if you enjoyed, please like it, boost it up in the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what videos you want to see going forward. I'll see you in the next one. Train hard.